We hear it all the time, don't we? Find your purpose. But what does that even mean? Well, today we're going to explore a kind of ancient map for living a life that feels truly meaningful. A guide that's helped countless people navigate the very same pressures and confusion we face every single day.
We've all been there, right? That feeling of being pulled in a million different directions, just completely overwhelmed by what everyone expects of you, the pressure to get it all right. And here's the thing, this isn't some new modern problem. It's a deeply human feeling. But the good news is, there's a map, a really old one, that can help us find our way.
So where do we even begin? Well, our journey starts with one single, incredibly powerful idea, Dharma. And this isn't about a bunch of rigid rules. It's about finding the very bedrock of your own unique purpose. It's the answer to that huge question, what am I really here to do?
So, what exactly is Dharma? Think of it as your personal, built-in path. It's the role you were born to play, the actions that are naturally and righteously yours. It's the one thing that, when you follow it, brings a sense of stability and rightness not just to your own life, but to the entire world around you.
And this is where it gets really interesting. The Bhagavad Gita makes this critical distinction. Following your own path, your swadharma, even if you do it imperfectly, brings this deep sense of peace. But trying to live someone else's life, or paradharma, even if you nail it perfectly, well, that's fraught with fear. The message is so clear. Authenticity, not perfection, is the real goal here.
Now that might sound totally impossible in practice, but just look at this example. Rama, the one who's supposed to be king, is suddenly told he's being exiled to the forest for 14 years. Instead of being filled with rage or despair, the text says he felt overjoyed, as if he'd been set free. He didn't fight his new reality, he accepted it as his new duty, his new dharma, and in that acceptance, he found a kind of liberation.
Okay, so you found your path, your dharma. But let's be real, sometimes that path is unbelievably hard, just like it was for Rama. So how in the world do you walk it without getting completely crushed by the weight of it all? Well, let's move on to our next big idea and see how this all connects.
Now, this is the question that just naturally pops up next, right? If your duty demands huge sacrifices or brings a ton of hardship, how do you keep going? The secret isn't about changing what you're doing, but about completely changing your relationship to the outcome.
And that brings us to Tyaag, or renunciation. Now, this word is so misunderstood. It doesn't mean you become passive or run away from your responsibilities. Not at all. It means you dive in, you do the work, but you let go of that obsessive, anxious attachment to the results, whether that's success, failure, praise, you name it.
The practical way to do this is something called nishkama karma, or selfless action. The Bhagavad Gita puts it so simply. We are bound by our actions, unless we perform them as a kind of sacrifice, an offering. The whole idea is to pour your heart into your duty, but to offer up the results, freeing yourself from all the anxiety of what might happen next.
We can actually break this down into 3 simple steps. First, you figure out your dharma. What's the right thing for me to do right now? Second, you do it. You engage completely with all your skill and focus. And third, and this is the toughest part, you consciously let go of the outcome. You release it. That process, that's the key to finding peace, even in the middle of the storm.
For an amazing example of this, just look at Rama's brother, Bharata. He's forced to rule the whole kingdom while Rama is in exile. So what does he do? He fulfills his duty, his dharma. He governs, but he does it from a tiny hut outside the city, living like a hermit. He has all the power of a king, but he's completely detached from all the glamour and personal gain. That, right there, is Tyaag in action.
You know, when you start to live this way, following your path without being totally hung up on the rewards, a really deep shift starts to happen. Your whole focus moves from, what can I get from this, to what can I give? And that natural outward expression is our third and final piece of the puzzle. This is where Dana, or selfless giving, comes into the picture. It stops being something you feel like you have to do. It becomes what you just naturally want to do. I mean, when your life is aligned with your purpose and you're free from that constant worry about what's in it for you, giving to others becomes this joyful expression of that inner freedom.
And this act of giving is seen as something incredibly purifying. The ancient text of Manusmriti even suggests that liberality, or Daan, can help cleanse us of past mistakes. It's such a powerful reminder that giving isn't just about helping others, it's also about healing ourselves in the process.
So let's just take a step back and see what we've built here. This isn't just a random collection of old ideas, it's a really cohesive, practical framework for how to live a life that feels full of purpose.
Let's put it all together. Look at how beautifully this all fits. Dharma, that's your unique path. Tyaag is the mindset. It's how you walk that path with peace, acting without attachment. And Daan is the light that you naturally share with the world as a result. It's your path, your practice, and the beautiful result.
And this is exactly why this matters so much, right here, right now. In our crazy, complex, often chaotic world, this framework gives you a way to find your bearings. It's like a compass for finding your true north, a method for navigating the journey, and a way to light up the path for others along the way.
So, I'll leave you with this to think about. It's not just about finding your path. It's about deciding how you're going to walk it, and what kind of light you'll choose to share with the world as you do. Thank you for joining us.